Okay guys, in this video I'm going to read to you little sort of extracts from a diary that I kept when I was at university. And I've always been very big into keeping diaries, and it's just a really interesting sort of mindset shift that I had at this point in my life that I've sort of been coming back to quite recently. And I just really like the kind of concepts. So basically what it was is this just was a time when I wasn't really getting what I wanted out of life. I wasn't, I didn't really have a good dating life. I wanted to like, meet someone. I wasn't really living the life I wanted to be living. I wanted a bit more partying. I wanted a bit more, I don't know, I just had lots of sort of things that I wanted to be doing, right? Like just the normal sort of things you want to do at university. And this was a kind of period where it was COVID and there wasn't really a lot of abilities to do stuff. And when COVID first came along, like I was really sort of, I still had these same desires. I wanted to like go out and meet people and, date girls and all these things. But I kind of was able to just put that desire on hold and just be happy with how I was at the moment. And that's a good skill, to a certain extent. Effectively what I was doing is just repressing that desire, just kind of feeling content with how things are no matter how bad they are. Really good skill, really good skill. But at this point, I was sort of starting to question that a bit more, and I was starting to think, actually, because I was at university, but it was still kind of COVID, and it was still difficult to really like live the life I wanted to be living. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop whittering on and just read it to you. So like at this time, like there were Anyway, I'll just get on with it. I've not let myself get carried away with needless hope. Indeed, I was pleasantly surprised at the success I've had in life. But maybe I need to temper expectation with a little more delusion. It's important not to get carried away with constant hope. But if I don't give myself a little bit of a push, then I'll really be getting nowhere. I need to dare to dream a little bit more. I need to dare to be unhappy about the situation that I'm in. So, basically what I'm saying here is just dare to be unhappy. And I like that sort of quote, and like, I'm not saying this is like Shakespeare or anything, but I just like that kind of idea of just, so many people just go along with things whether or not they're really happy with it. You can just go along, because it's actually, once you learn that skill of just sort of being happy with whatever it is, once you learn how to sort of be contented with whatever you got, you don't really get anywhere. But if you really, the only way to be sort of really get that change in life is to just allow yourself to introduce a little bit of that unhappiness about your situation back in. Because you need that sort of spark, and that's sort of painful. It's painful to let yourself be unhappy about the situation that you're in. But until you do that, you don't really have any change. Like, to give this a bit more context, let's say you're working in a job that you just hate. If you're being really honest, you just absolutely hate this job. Like, it's just really boring, and the boss is a dick, and the work you're doing is not interesting. Are you going to admit to yourself that you hate that job? Now, I would say no. I would say a lot of people, when I talk to a lot of people who really like hate their job, they won't say, "Oh, I hate it." They'll say something more like this. They'll say, "Well, there are good days and there are bad days, but there are pros to it. Like, I enjoy the social life. The work's not too hard. It's a bit boring, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I can't complain. That's a big one." And like a lot of the time, like you could just say, "Oh, that's someone just making the best of a bad situation," And again, like I think it's a laudable skill. It's important to be able to make the best of a bad situation, to look on the bright side. But there's no growth there, and you're just going to be stuck in that situation your whole life. The only time something's going to change is when you go, no, I'm unhappy with this. I actually hate this job. And you have to let yourself be unhappy, and that's a painful thing. But once you truly let yourself be unhappy about the situation, provided there's something you can do about it, which there almost always is, you're going to change that. You're going to change that. So I think just wherever possible, just notice where you're just kind of you're just sort of accepting things that you're not really that happy with, you know. Like, let's say you're in a relationship and, you know, you're not being treated the way you want to. You're not really happy with your partner. Oh, but you know they're alright. You know, oh they've got stuff on their own plate, so they're busy. You know, like I'm not really getting the attention I want from them. You know, we don't really do very much stuff together, but you know we have some good moments. You know, again, like looking at the bright side of life, that's really important. But where's the growth in that? You know, and the thing is, that's all right saying that now, but you know, several years down the line, that relationship's just it's not going to get any better, and if it's not getting better, it's just getting worse. So dare to be unhappy. Be like, yeah, I expected more from this relationship. I really wanted it to be better, because once you feel that pain in your heart, like the only way to get rid of that is to, you know, have that painful conversation with your partner and try and improve things. You know, or you know, to quit your job and go into something you enjoy, or have that difficult conversation with your boss about, you know, moving up in the career or a pay rise or whatever it is. You know, you're never going to have that. You're never going to have, you know, these are painful things. It's painful to have a difficult conversation with somebody. You know, it's difficult about your relationship. It's difficult to have a conversation with your boss about getting a pay rise, you know, or moving up in your career, or quitting your job to do something you really want to do. But until you admit that you're really, really, really unhappy, you know, that's what you're going to need that pain of being unhappy. You're going to need to allow yourself to feel that pain in order to have that difficult conversation. Because that's the only thing that's less painful, is allowing yourself to feel that pain. I just think so many people just don't really allow themselves to feel pain. I mean, like, it's funny, I think a lot of people in, like, the bodybuilding world, like, Ronnie Coleman, obviously like a real inspiration to a lot of people. What made him so successful really was he just had an incredible ability to just not feel pain, like just get through any amount of pain. And like, he lived the life that he wanted to live, 100%. But that did cost him, that he didn't allow himself to feel the pain of, you know, of his really rigorous routine, because he ended up fracturing his spine or whatever it was. You know, Pain is just your body telling you stuff, and you should respond to it, and embrace it rather than shy away from it. You know, like when you have a breakup and you're really heartbroken, you know, if you just you can, you know, a lot of guys realize this. You can just bottle up that pain, you know, and just go to the gym, and you know, put that pain into the gym, and there's a lot of value in that. But the real growth comes when you just really sit and just let yourself feel that pain, and just, you know, really bask in it. And you know, obviously you can do it too far the other way, but I think really productively, you can just really feel the pain of heartbreak in a really productive way, and it can teach you some really important lessons. And a lot of people shy away from that. So yeah, you know, I'm not saying that I'm perfect in any of these things, but I really wanted to just sort of make this video, because I think it's something that I'm going to try to do more, is just to dare to be unhappy. So yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys.